Good Sunday evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a great day. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. We got Bocce, we got Lisa Ann, we got Lucky. How you all doing? Of course, we got Daryl up here on the panel.
Howdy, everybody.
We got Ben.
Howdy, everybody.
We got Ben in the chat coming in. Hey Ben, how you doing? Hey Ben, I watched your video on that welder. That looks like a nice little welder for the size of it and everything. I got about 3/4 the way through it. I haven't watched the rest of it yet, but looks like that TIG welder part of it's going to work pretty good. And I see Bocce joined us. She had basketball. Well, the Monsters had basketball today, so she didn't know if she was going to make it. Delisa, hello, Delisa. Thank you for stopping in. And yes, please, everybody hit the thumbs up button. We are less than 40 subscribers away from hitting the 2,400 sub mark. That is awesome. Blows my mind every time I see that number go up that y'all like me that much. So, hey, Breezy, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping in.
Breezy. Lisa Ann. Bocce.
Yeah, I just this past week we bought a new welder at work. It's the Hobart Handler. It's the multi-process machine. It's a stick welder, TIG welder, and a MIG welder. 110, 220 volt. I've actually used it on the 110 a couple times. I had some brackets I had to weld on some pipe we're putting up a hammock garden at work. And we needed some brackets welded on them after the posts were set. I took it up, first trial out. Thing worked awesome. The other welding I did was just some test welds and stuff like that. It seems like it's going to be a really nice machine. I can't wait to get to try it out on the TIG welding. You know, I've never TIG welded before, but you know, we're going to give her a try. So, and that I want to talk to you too, Ken, about a tank. Kevin still have a small tank from his welder. All right, I may need to borrow that. I'm going to try to get the old 110 welder from work, which is a gas MIG. And a small tank will do me fine for as much as I do welding at home. My Lincoln's just, it's old, it's tired. It's like me. It don't want to burn in even on the hottest settings. So,
why are they selling that one?
Possibly, yeah. I'm not sure if they're going to put it on the shelf for backup, which the whole reason we got a new one is to replace that 110. But yeah, so I don't know what we're going to do. Actually hoping to that new welder. I'm kind of excited about having the stick capability too. Haven't stick welded in a while, but there's been times that I wish I had a stick welder to do some heavy welding at the shop. So
that welder was a 110. I thought it was 220 you guys had up there.
We have both. We have a little 110, like a portable, and then we have a 220 big Miller-Matic, which runs the spool gun and everything. Yeah. Which the Hobart is actually spool gun capable. It didn't come with one for doing aluminum. And it's a lift.
Kevin has.
What's that?
It's probably the same gun as what Kevin has.
It might be. He has the spool gun for aluminum. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then it's probably for the Hobart. It's probably the same one. I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. Yeah, it's probably the same one. Eventually, I'm going to get. It didn't come with the pedal for the TIG, but it is capable of having the pedal. It's set up for it. Right now, it's just a lift TIG. So I figured, and it wasn't actually a bad price for that little machine. It was only like under $1,500 for a multi-process machine. I looked at Miller's, I looked at Lincoln's, I looked at a bunch of other brands. For what we're getting for the price, I like the Hobart because I used Kevin's. I know they weld MIG really nice, and so that's what we decided to go with.
It's not like you're making a living with it.
Right. And we wanted to stay with the capacity of being able to haul it around on campus, and weld around on campus, different spots. We can use the generator. The only drawback about using the generator is the generator is only a 20 amp on 110, and I think it's 40. I think it's 40 amp on 220. You got to turn the temperature and the wire speed down on it to get it to not kick. So hey, Cajun, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. How you doing, Ed? Ken? Darryl?
Hey,
Good.
Hey, Bo.
Yeah.
Hey, Bo.
Monster.
Hey, Sea Monster, how you doing? Thank you for
Monster.
stopping in. And, I'm glad to see Bocce got her emergency averted. Her coffee cup is being filled.
Yeah.
As
Run
we're
for your
speaking.
lives.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to using that TIG on that thing. The only drawback is it's just a DC. It's not AC/DC, so you can't TIG aluminum with it. But I've got a spool gun. I don't do that much aluminum welding as it is. So,
Wait, would you say it's not AC/DC, so you can't what?
it's not AC TIG, so you can't weld aluminum with it.
Oh, aluminum. Okay.
Yeah, aluminum. But like I said, I got the spool gun for any little bit of amount of aluminum I do weld at work. I've got the spool gun, and I've been talking with some people that do aluminum welding and stuff like that, and they were telling me some tricks that I can do, which I used on that gas pedal I fixed. Especially with that cast like that, they said to preheat the aluminum first, and that made it a lot better. So, that may be the trick I need to do any of the other aluminum welding I need to do.
Yeah, if you got a smaller unit, machine, yeah, helps to preheat the aluminum.
Sorry I'm late, Ed.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, late.
Jeff?
I had to do a shutdown and a whole restart as usual.
You're not that late. You're not that late there, Jeff. You're just a couple minutes.
I would have been 2 minutes, but now I'm 8.
Well, yeah, but he's early for the last couple times. He was 20 minutes after. Usually,
Well, if you want, I can just drop out and come back in about half an hour or so.
No, man, you stay up, man. I feel honored you made it almost on time on mine. Shows you really care about me. So, them other guys, you're like, they can do without me. So, thank you very much, Lucky. I appreciate that. That is very much so appreciated. And as I was saying, my big MIG machine, my big MIG welder at work, it's not a small machine. It's a Migmatic. I want to say 5,000 or something like that. It's a pretty sizable machine. For what it is, for the year it is, it's probably 10 or so years old, but it still welds great. We just actually got a new torch and hose on it, so it's even better now. The other one was the button was getting kind of iffy on it, and sometimes it would hit and sometimes it wouldn't, and at least it never didn't shut off. So
I can't make weld, so I don't really care about it. Or TIG.
Yeah, I can't. I've never TIG welded before, but I have gas welded. I've stick welded, MIG.
Ken's laughing at us right now.
Well, he knows that we started out at the house there with a gas welder, oxyacetylene, and actually Dad bought a small buzz box, which Kenny still has, and it works great. And we did all stick welding all the way up through. Well, I did stick welding until I got my first job in the truck garage there, and they bought a MIG welder, and I did a little bit of MIG welding in high school and stuff. Nothing to write home about, but so hey, Mark, how you doing?
Hey, Mark,
But now I'm actually looking forward to going back and doing some stick welding now that I have the capability of doing it.
I made it 3 whole days last week.
Did you?
Four.
4.
How about Friday? Yeah, I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday.
Awesome.
I went out to the job. I waited 7 o'clock. I jumped in the mighty Terex, went down, got a load of fill, boarded up, just kept doing that all day.
That base garage.
Hi, Kev. Yes, we have a certified welder now in the family. Well,
Hey,
he's
Mark.
he's been certified for a while, but yes, we have a certified welder in the family. Maybe he can come up and give me some pointers on TIG welding. So,
Hey, Bates.
awesome, Ben. I'll like I said, I still got to finish watching that video on it. I just started it earlier today, and I actually fell asleep during it. Not because of the video, just I've been tired. And I was also working on a John Deere tractor today, the one that's been in and out of the shop multiple times. I put a new fuel pump on it today because that's what it sounded like. It sounded like after it was warmed up, it was like the fuel pump was quitting. So I put a new Amazon fuel pump on it, and thing ran beautiful. About 15-20 minutes into it, just died straight up. No spit, no sputter, just died. Hit the key, started right back up. Ran for a couple more minutes, just died straight off. So,
Mark.
and it's backfiring when you're going to start it back up. So I don't know if it's the coils possibly going bad or if the valves need adjusted. I'm going to adjust the valves probably tomorrow after work. See if that helps, and if that don't help, we're going to put a coil on it.
Hey, out of college, they don't have company trucks and stuff, do they?
Yes, we do.
No, I mean these guys get to keep.
We have vehicles that are assigned to individual people. They don't take them home, but yes, they.
Oh my God, I had to hear that all week about these guys over here crying about, I didn't get a company truck. I should be getting a company truck. It's like, why? You come here and you sit on an excavator all day. It's not like you're doing anything where you need a truck.
Yeah. No.
They want that stature. It's a status symbol.
Well, see, we have assigned vehicles that way. There's no, especially with our maintenance guys, the electricians, HVAC, plumbers, they have their tools. They know what they need to have with them, for on site. And then like our grounds department, we tried it for a little bit years ago that, it was just, whoever took whatever. And there was people getting there like way early, getting their stuff put in a certain truck and taking it and leaving the crappier trucks for other people. So they're like, no, we're not doing that. So we started assigning vehicles to people.
Well, we got this one laborer kid. He quit and he come back and he took one of these union jobs and he didn't like it. He's telling us, all I did was lean on a shovel all day. And I just told him right to his face, well, that's what you do here. But he came back and one day they had to finish the bottoms of a couple of catch basins. So they gave him the one truck so that he could bring the mixer up. And that started a whole feud because somebody seen him coming up to our job, called this guy who turned around and called that guy. And then it started the whole thing about, well, how come he has a truck and I don't? It's like, did you think because he's bringing the mixer and stuff up?
Well, there were some people that actually commented. You know, I'm a mechanic. I work in the garage or at the shop all day. You know, most all day. They commented, "Why do I need a truck assigned to me? Because I've got
Hey,
to run and
Wayne.
get part. I've got to run and get parts. I've got to run and do stuff up on campus. You know, blah blah blah, all this kind of stuff. And I need a truck that's assigned to me. So
Hey,
that's
Wayne.
why I have one.
Well, he's got all these kids now. It's like 7 or 8 of them, and they're all, I don't even know what you would call them. They're glorified laborers because none of them could run a machine worth of shit. He sends them out their jobs and stuff, and like half these guys, they might show up 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and they're gone by 2:30. It's like, yeah, that makes you look good.
Well, it could be like Mark now, who have a pickup truck. He gets to see it only when it's empty on gas. I mean, that's the only time he gets to see it. So,
Well,
Hey,
he was
Mark.
crying to me Friday morning, and I told him flat out, you know what? In my eyes, there's only 2 people that should have a company truck. Mott's, the one kid that does all the pulls, and Matt, the one that's on the job we're at now, because he knows how to set up all the, stake out the grades and all that stuff. Get everything, staked for pipes and all.
So what's happening with you, Mark?
Not
Hey,
much.
Wayne.
Did you fire up that new truck yet?
Uh-uh.
What are you waiting for?
Nope. Was out fishing today.
How'd you do?
Kept one.
Were they biting at all, or just?
It's starting to pick up. Still slow.
I figure with maybe the cooler temperatures in the evening, they'd be biting again.
Nope, not yet.
Well, I'm reading the comments over here that Lisa had a tuna salad and stuff for dinner. That's what I had for supper. I had a big salad with spinach, and I had cucumber, sun-dried tomatoes, onions, black olives, hot peppers or banana peppers. Can't remember what else. I put some little bit of Parmesan cheese in it.
Yeah, if
It's
you'd have
actually-
added some Italian sausage and pepperoni, you could have had your whole pizza right there.
Yeah.
Just about. I just wanted something different, and it started out in a bowl about that big and about that deep. It ended up being a bowl about that big and about that deep. So it's actually really good. A little balsamic vinegar dressing, awesome. Now I'm topping it off with gummy worms.
I had a bowl of ice cream with bananas in it.
Ice cream with bananas in it. That sounded good.
It was. We had a horrendous thing happen this week over here. It was horrible.
What, Dairy Queen shut down?
How did you know?
Just guessing, joking.
Yeah, apparently one of the transformers that over across the street at the diner blew out. So they had like a brownout,
Mm-hmm.
and she lost her freezer in the back where she keeps everything. The motor burned out.
Oh,
And I guess it screwed up the big freezer thing in the front where you put all the ice cream cake. I was talking to her. She said, yeah, it was a mess in here for a couple of days.
Yeah, those compressor motors don't like to be ran on that low voltage.
Yeah, and ice cream don't like to be warm either.
Well, it just turns to milk. Could refreeze it.
I don't know if that works out too good, does it?
It might. I don't know. Never tried it. Well,
Well, it's kind of like, I'm figuring it's kind of like a soda. If you freeze the soda and melt it out, it's never the same.
Well, it's because it loses all the carbonation.
Well, you didn't open a bottle, so it should still be there, shouldn't it?
Now the freezing knocks the carbonation out of it.
Oh, well, then they should do that with the Coke.
I've actually left some pops in the freezer and used them as slushies the next day.
Yeah. I like pouring it in a glass, Coke in a glass, let it sit in the freezer for what about say 3 hours, something like that. And then eat it with a spoon. Heck yeah. Frozen Coke.
Don't do that. Don't do that with beer, though.
No.
No.
Don't do it with beer.
Well,
It'll blow the whole doggone top off with it.
when we had our meat store, we used to have a deep freeze, quick freeze. We used to put bottles of pop in there for half hour, 45 minutes, and they get them good and slushy. Bless you.
Yeah, I know. No getting sick on the stream here.
Hey, Shell.
Hey, Cheryl, how you doing, dear?
Hello, Shell.
I found something cool on Marketplace the other day, but the guy never messaged me back. There's a guy up in Connecticut parting out a '97 Ford like mine with a single wheel utility body.
Wow.
Yeah, he was only on for like 15 minutes or so when I saw it. So I messaged him, send me some pictures of the inside of the body and how much do you want for it? That was Thursday. I'm still waiting.
He made up. Did it say in it that he was parting it out or selling it whole?
No, he's parting it out.
Okay.
The whole truck's there. That's what I was looking at. It's like, why is he parting it out? Everything's here.
Yeah. Some people do weird things like that. But I know there were some that I was looked at on Marketplace, and it said right in the ad, whole truck or whole vehicle only, not parting out.
A lot of them ain't got titles and all that
Well,
stuff.
I figured it's a '97, so chances are the frame rail's probably about as thick as a.
Could be, and it could be the inside of the utility boxes are rusted out too across the bottoms.
Yeah, I know. When the doors are closed, you can't see that.
We've got a big bucket truck we bought at work just for the bucket truck part, not for the utility boxes.
Yeah.
All the bottoms of the boxes along the sides are gone. But like I said, we bought it for just the bucket part. It's a 60-footer or something like that.
That's up there.
Yeah. Well, we've got actually two buckets. We've got a 24-foot, 26-foot, and then we bought this bigger one off a local electrical company that electricians, they used to use it around. They actually worked for us. They'd work for us when we had to change like parking lot lights or anything really high up. They would let us borrow it. I mean, they've worked for us for as long as I've been there. So when it come time to sell it, because they bought actually a smaller one that goes just as high, they offered us dirt cheap. Like, hey, instead of you guys just borrowing this, you want to buy it? It still runs good and everything. It's just a big like C50 or C60 chassis. And when they bought's a 55 or a Chevy, there's a Dodge or Chevy. I can't remember which. It's like a 5500 chassis. It's a smaller chassis, but the thing goes just as high as that big one does. So they don't need that. They don't need that big old one anymore. So we're like, yeah, we'll buy it. The only drawback about it is right after we bought it, the ignition went bad in it. It's electronic ignition.
Yeah.
It went bad in it, but there was guys up in it about 50 foot up off or 40 something foot up off the ground.
Oops.
There's no way to lower the bucket and everything without cracking lines open.
Yeah, that doesn't work out too good sometimes.
No.
No, you lose a lot of hydraulic fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it's really
So-
hard to control how fast they come down from 47 feet.
Yeah. So what we did is we called the company we bought it off of and said, "Hey man, can we borrow your other truck?" And they're like, "Yeah, why?" We're like, "We got a couple guys stuck way up there." Like, "Yeah, we'll be there in 10 minutes." They actually brought it up to us, ran it up, got the guys out of the bucket, and their guy that did the mechanical work actually helped us fix it to get it running again. So we could actually bring it, because it's sitting on the middle of a sidewalk with a bucket up in the air. It was slowly coming down, settling, but the bucket was turned sideways, and part of the boom would be out over the road if it come down too much more. So
That wouldn't be good.
no, we couldn't just let it sit there overnight and fix it in the morning. We had to stay there that night and fix it.
You would have been proud of me Monday.
Why is that?
Oh, when I went up there, the one kid working up there, he's really a landscaper, but he was running the haul truck a couple of times. He says, "Let me get up here with you, and I'll show you how they're doing a loop, like between where they're loading way down in the back and up here where the building pads are." So I went down with him, got loaded, I come up. You got to kind of around the stakes and the stubs for the clean outs for the sewers and stuff. So I went up there, I dumped it. He's like, "Okay." He says, "By the end of the day, I'm going to have you so you can drive off the end of these pads." I just looked at him for a second, and as soon as he got out, I launched this thing off the one pad, off the other one, off the other one. And his look, it was like he just looked like somebody just stole his, And the mechanic was there. He was sitting in the truck laughing. Called me up. He says, "Oh, just so you know, I just told Carl that you've got about 5 years running the whole truck already, so there ain't nothing he can tell you."
The old man's got to show him how it's done. So,
Well, the only thing stupid you can do is dump this thing off the side of a, pile, like a big topsoil pile when you're filling it. I've seen that more than once too.
yeah. Hey, Mark, did you say you had a set of brand new command coils? All right. I had a little mishap today.
Oh no.
I'll tell you about it later. I'm going to try to get the parts before next weekend, but if I can't, I may need to borrow a set of coils. Well, I might just put the old ones back on it, but I don't know if those were working right or not. So. How you doing, Mike Hodge? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. So. And I'm still loving my lift. That thing is nice. Made it really nice to work on the tractor yesterday and today. And
Yeah, it's great, ain't it, when you got to sit down and lay under it.
that's what I did. I had my little chair sitting there, had it raised up just to where I needed it. Sitting there wrenching away on it.
Yeah, kind of like me last week when I broke the belt on a little power king, doing it out in the driveway, and I'm sitting there looking and saying to myself, "Why am I doing this out here?" I said, "Oh, because I don't feel like moving the old Predator and putting the ramps back out for that." Then I said after a while, I said, "I should have just did that. It'd be so much easier."
Hey, Boneyard.
Hey, Boneyard.
Yeah. Like I said, I was working on that John Deere today with that Kawasaki, and at first I'm like, well, I'll just push the pulling tractor off and put that one up on. I'm like, I don't really need to. All I'm doing is putting the fuel pump on it. It's right there on the side. I can just sit in the chair and unbolt it, put the new one on, and easy peasy. So that's what I did. Almost wishing I had two of them if I had room in the shop. One for the pulling tractor and one for other stuff. Don't shake your head, Mark. You started, or actually, Jeff started it. You just compounded it.
I wish I had room to put up like a nice big bench with a press and maybe even a little lathe there. Can make some things with it.
On the hot rod wheel horse. No, sure didn't, Boneyard.
I'm starting to get caught up on some of my watch later videos, Boneyard, and it is it's like 3 down on the list, so I'm getting to it.
Sooner or later.
I'll get to it because if I'm not videoing out in the shop, I put it on the TV. Put it up on the TV, so that's when I watch a lot of my videos.
I got the tab open, so when it quietens down later on tonight, it'll be ready to play. Never seen nobody do a wheel horse hot rod yet. Oh, got a brand new coil.
I got 2 of them sitting back here. Is there 2 of them in that box? Oh.
They each got their own box, probably.
So, yeah,
Yep, they each got their own box.
well, I'm calling Midwest tomorrow, and I broke one of the pickups on that condition.
Crank trigger?
Yep. Just about lost a finger, so.
Ooh. While he was running?
It tried to start.
With your fingers in the way?
Yep. Yeah.
Somebody
Talk
was
about
saying,
time, Mater.
Hey, Mater.
Good thing
What's up,
you're not
Mater?
in the payroll.
hey, Mater, somebody was saying something just a couple of days ago about their hand got in the way of something. And they almost lost a finger. Who was that? Johnny, maybe?
It wasn't me because this just happened Friday night.
Yeah, I think it was Johnny. He was here Thursday. Wait. Something, well, anyway. I think it was on board, the flywheel. He went to put his hand somewhere and the teeth caught him. You know, it didn't spin him in the starter or nothing like that. It rubbed against his finger, and he could have lost his finger.
Oh yeah.
I've had my fair share of skid marks on my fingers from damn flywheels on outboards.
I've been working on vertical shaft ones before and not been paying attention. I actually almost put my hand down on top of the air intake there for the flywheel.
Tell you what, it only takes 2 times to learn your lesson, to like make a mental note. While engine is running, do not put hand near flywheel.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a smooth flywheel, just a plain old rope starter or not. Stuff is gonna stever off. You're gonna lose one of your digits.
Don't never lock a damn side grinder in with the lock the trigger in with it on because I mean I had one walk up my leg and ate my leg up. So.
My cousin had that happen. He was underneath, laying down, and with the wire brush, a stiff wire wheel, and he had the trigger on lock, and he was getting rid of some rust under there or something. I think if he was going to weld, I don't remember. I think I was 19 or 20 at the time.
And
And
that's why all my
he,
grinders are the old Milwaukees. He had the little paddle switch; it didn't lock.
he always wore scrubs because his brother, my cousin, is a doctor, and and James just likes wearing scrubs. It's comfortable, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, you know how loose they are. That damn wire wheel went in between the knee and the crotch, and that wire wheel wrapped enough material around it, and it came about that far from the family treasure chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was wearing short-legged
Yeah, have
breeches
a
and all.
cheeseburger for me, Wayne.
There's something other I was doing, and it took me about and it kicked back on me, and when it kicked back, it caught in my daggum legs on my shorts because they were kind of wide, and it wrapped my legs up so tight I couldn't get the doggone. But between and the gloves I had on, I could not get that trigger to release. So I started yanking on the daggum cord. Luckily, Lisa was out there heard me, started hollering.
Well, they had a tractor pull the fair over here, I think yesterday.
You know, last fall when I was working on that oil burner, I had a cutting wheel in the grinder. Of course, my grinders don't have guards on them. It got wrapped up in my sweatshirt, and it's a paddle style, but the way it got wrapped up, it pushed the paddle against my chest and was still running. I had to unplug it.
Dang.
Ow.
Yeah, there's a big hole in front of that sweatshirt now. It tore through the pocket and the sweatshirt part. Didn't get my t-shirt that was underneath, but yeah. So it don't matter if you're, you know, it's got that paddle or not. If it gets wound up right, it will keep that paddle pushed.
I did that with the old Houghton drill there a couple of months ago. I had the cutters in it instead of regular drill bit. I was cutting something, and every so often I'd go all the way up with it and just take my mitten and just push the chips back down. Well, the one time I did it, it caught my mitten, pulled it right off my hand, and I was looking at it. It's like, I don't think I'll do that again. Because even when
Yeah.
you turn them off, it takes about 5 minutes for them things to finally stop.
Well, we got a lurker right behind Mark there. Don't tell him.
Who's hiding back there behind him? Who's that stranger? You find that icebox raider finally came back? He probably got a lot of leftovers to eat. Haven't seen him in a few weeks. Kaylee must either be working or not home.
No, we were fishing.
Oh, she let him go fishing?
She didn't have a choice.
Oh,
She can't walk on water.
you better ask her that again.
And I tell you, it sure was quiet.
Well, if he snuck out and go fishing, he might have to sleep over at your house tonight. Sleep on the couch, Mark. She might not let him in the door.
I'll just go sleep in the work truck, just like he's at work. Put his feet out the window and kick back and. A leather apron, yeah, leather apron probably would be a good idea, but I ain't got one.
Why, you need one?
No,
I got 2 of them.
I was actually looking at welding jackets the other couple weeks back. Of course, the damage is probably already done to my arms and stuff, so I don't know. I may look into it again.
I had a real nice heavy leather one. I've had it for years and years. I'm looking at it. I'm looking for couple weeks ago, and I scratched my head. It's like it's been hanging right here on this hook for almost 10 years now. Where could it be?
Was it still hanging there?
No,
Ken, what you got there?
Black cherry ice cream.
And I'll bet you it's homemade, right?
Nope.
Oh,
I didn't feel like going downstairs for the homemade.
I had plans on going to the grocery store today, and it just didn't happen. I was up about 3:30, quarter to 4, cooking breakfast at 4, out in the shop by 7. Back in, well, I had to run up to my work for a couple minutes, and then come home and did a little laundry, sat down in my chair, and took about an hour and a half or so nap.
you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I got to do? I'm gonna have to send you a picture tomorrow or next day. Every day I go past the M&M factory here. So I'll take a picture of it. You can send it to Ken,
All right.
so he knows what the front of M&M's looks like.
Hey, Thomas and Roadrunner.
I worked in the shop yesterday and decided I better go fishing today after that mishap.
Well, what happened yesterday?
Hey, Thomas.
That tractor I got off of you, I took the mouse nest and everything out of the top of the
Trout.
flywheel and that.
Yeah.
Had it on the lift and started it up and shut it off and went to go do something. Come back in and it was completely on fire.
Oh,
Didn't get all the
no.
mice,
On fire.
didn't get all the mice nest out, or what?
Underneath the steel flywheel.
Oh,
Oh,
Lit that whole thing up. It was clean up to the second floor of the building.
wow.
It was burning.
didn't have much there to burn though, did it?
All the wiring, everything on the motor and everything, and ruined my whole cup of coffee.
I can imagine.
Ruined your cup of coffee.
I had to use that to put the fire out.
Oh man.
I would have let it burn. I would have just let it burn.
I
That's
know
what I
the
was doing.
feeling about a riding mower catching on fire. Believe me.
So
I guess that's
is
why I
the,
didn't go there this morning, Thomas.
is the engine savable?
The coils in that ain't.
Okay. Can you take the coils off the other motor and put on that one?
I'm gonna split that motor in half that I got off you and use that bottom section on that other motor.
Okay.
Just tear it down and rebuild the other one.
All right.
See you
Later,
next
Lucky.
time, Lucky.
Thanks, Lucky, for stopping in. Take care, brother. Hope to see you going live here soon. I know you said you're gonna try starting sometime, but
Oh crap! Ken Small Engine got COVID. Wow.
wow, yeah,
Now I know why I wasn't there this morning.
yeah.
Usually he's live Saturday mornings at
No, Sundays.
thought it was Saturday.
Sundays.
Sometimes Saturday, but mostly Sundays.
Sometimes both. Yeah.
He always starts out at that Dutch's having his breakfast.
Dutchess. Yeah.
And I haven't seen Pete's put a video out or go live, and well, I know why he wasn't doing live, but I haven't seen him put a video out in a while. Anybody hear anything on him?
No.
I messaged him once or twice and never got a response. So,
Oh.
hey Patrick, how you doing, brother? Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate
Patrick.
it. So yeah, my next cooking video, you guys get to see Bear at 4:00 in the morning. So it's not really a pretty sight, but
No, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't know bears get up that early.
oh yeah. So it's almost hibernation season, so we gotta, start building up for hibernation.
I know that
That daggone Thomas is always in trouble. Always on that phone at work. You're gonna get your job lost.
Maybe they're hard up enough for workers; they'll just overlook it.
Something.
I know we just had a meeting a couple weeks back now. Total throughout the whole physical plant, I think we're 14 or 17 people down. Or no, I'm sorry, we're more than that. We're 22 people down. We're 14 people down in housekeeping.
you know what a wonderful thing we got this weekend?
What's that?
Our governor, being such a brilliant, all for us person he is, signed into a law that insurance companies can raise all your car insurance rates up $200.
Nice.
Yeah, wasn't that special of him?
Damn.
What do they do, Thomas? They just give you time off after so many write-ups, or what? Shoot, that'd be like a vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, they just upped the starting wage of the housekeepers. It used to be you had to wait 1 year for the free tuition and 90 days for your insurance and vacation and holiday pays. Now everything starts day one.
Dang on. I'm gonna go sign up to be a housekeeper.
There you go.
Free
There you
tuition. So if you want to go to college, you can go for free, huh? If you work there.
Yep. You just got to pay for your books and your lab fees.
Yeah,
It
you don't
doesn't
want to pay for them though.
it doesn't cover your housing either, but
Right.
well, start making them, Patrick. I've been waiting to see that new bike you got, man. But yeah, they just like I said, they just raised that, and because they're for about a year now, we've had a big turnover in housekeeping, huge, and it's not old time people leaving, it's new people coming in and working a couple months and then either not wanting to work or just quitting or getting fired. And I know throughout the rest of the only department in the whole physical plant that is at full staff is the grounds department. But,
We seem to have that with the Home Depot here. It's like every week you walk in, there's all new people in there. Or Tractor Supply, not Home Depot.
Well, they're down 7 people in maintenance alone. So there's technically 7 open positions throughout the whole maintenance department. Like I said, 14 in housekeeping. They've actually changed the cleaning schedules now. All of our like offices and stuff like that, they will only clean them twice a week. They'll clean them on twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think it is. The academic buildings will get cleaned every day, and the res halls will get cleaned every day. But all the like your offices inside the academic buildings, they only get cleaned twice a week, and then our main office building, or a couple office buildings, will only get cleaned twice a week.
Well, if they really want to clean the people working in there, could clean them.
There's not like a lot of the housekeepers that work in those buildings said. There's not a lot of cleaning to do in the offices. It's basically wipe some counters down, vacuum, and empty the trash cans. They're going to
people
put
working
trash
in the offices should be doing that.
Yeah, they're going to put big trash cans in a general area close to the offices. That way, if there are cans at their desks need emptied, they can empty them.
They can spend time sitting there watching shit on YouTube and being on their phones all day. They could clean their clean their office.
So,
Like in the
my-
athletic department in high school, the team has a team manager that does the clothes,
mhm.
practice uniforms and what have you. Kind of like a cleanup guy, cleans up after the team.
Yep.
More or less what a team manager is.
Yeah.
And hell, if you get to be team manager, what they do, they change your schedule, and that way you get PE on the last period of the day. Six period or 7 period depends on how many classes you got in the day. Your electives and all that. But anyhow, so you got PE for the last period of the day, and you're not actually. It's part of physical education, yeah. Football is. Plenty of physical have to do, yeah, working out and all that crap with them weight. But you get straight A's in PE, automatic. When you're on the football team, a baseball team, team manager, whatever, straight A's.
They were talking about bringing, because we used to have day shift housekeepers and afternoon shift housekeepers. They've been actually talking to a lot of the housekeepers and stuff, wanting to know if they would be interested in having an afternoon shift to clean the offices. And half of them said, yeah, it's a good idea, but none of them want to volunteer for that afternoon shift. So maybe future hires will be an afternoon shift just to go through, float, and clean offices. That's the way it used to be. Res halls used to be during the day. Academics and offices used to be at night or afternoon. But they got away from that about 10 years ago, and maybe it's time to go back to it. I don't know. Me myself, I would like to work from way early in the morning till midday, just because of the temperature and stuff like that, and people around.
Yeah.
And
beat the heat.
But the drawback about that is the availability of parts and stuff like that. And me being the only mechanic, there would be nobody there to do stuff that needs to be done right then. If we have a tractor breakdown, flat tire, batteries, whatever, there'd be nobody there to do it if I wasn't there. So that's the main reason why they won't let me work an odd shift.
Yeah. Yeah, but doggone it, 4 o'clock. You up at 4 o'clock in the morning because the other day when you put up that video, you were sitting there answering me back 5 minutes later. I said, "Dang."
I'm up at 4:30 every morning, and usually on the weekends I'm out of bed before 5. So
All right, Delisa just said that if you call her at 4:30, she's gonna put you and Mark in the well.
that better be a big well for putting in. That's all I gotta say.
Oh gosh! Heck, you ought to see me having to get her up for a 9 o'clock doctor's appointment. I got to stand behind the corner and throw something at her to get her up then. So,
Well, I've always gotten up early for work, except for the little time that I was working an afternoon shift. But the whole time, my significant other at the time, nope, ain't one of them ever got up with me. So, what did your neighbor do that she has to pay for your daughter's car, Patrick?
Must have drove into it. I get up every day about 4 o'clock, grab the alarm clock, put it on the other side of the bed, and hold my finger over the little bell thing there, so when it does go off, it doesn't make everybody jump.
That's another benefit of living alone. My alarm can go off, and half the time I shut my alarm off before it even goes off. And
A tree fell on the car.
okay, tree fell. Yeah, I remember you talking about that, Patrick. I'm sorry. So
He should. He should. I mean, if he won't let you
Oh,
cut,
yeah.
he won't cut the tree down. I mean,
The like they got a well, Ed and Mark seen it. That big old tree behind my house.
Mhm.
That is a huge tree. If a hurricane knocks that down and it falls my way, the whole back of my house run up to where we were sitting Ed, at the table.
uh-huh.
That everything would be ruined. Probably part of that area too. If it's a dead on, straight in the middle of the house like that.
Well, I watched a couple of videos today out in Death Valley. They got here just recently. They got a year's worth of rain in 3 hours. The main road going through Death Valley is closed. It's washed away. There's chunks of it that's 4 or 5 foot deep
Dang,
where it washed away.
and
I
then
know.
they said that the Grand Canyon was going to flood this time around too.
Yeah,
That the Colorado River or whatever goes through Grand Canyon, all
Yeah,
that's going to it's
Lake
going to
Mead
flood
and
up
Lake
there.
Powell needs the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lake Mead is down to where they're just on the very edge. They got to shut down the power plant.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
only putting out. It ain't putting out much. Put it that way.
yeah, but I don't know how much rain Death Valley gets in a year, but to get it in 3 hours,
Can't
that's
be
a
a lot of
lot of rain.
rain.
That's a
It's
lot of
not but
water.
it's not but a few inches they get all year, if they get any rain at all in a year's time.
I mean, there were sections. This guy drove through it,
Yeah.
and there was places that he had to drive off the road through the wash because the asphalt on the road was tipped up and
Dang.
moved and everything else. And he didn't say how much water they got, but he said it was the equivalent of a year's worth of rain in 3 hours.
And
And
that soil is hard as a rock too. So flash floods. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we
yeah,
need it over here too, because every time I cross the Delaware and look down at the bridge over here, it's every bit of 5 or 6 feet down easily.
well,
You can see like when you look down at the railroad bridge, you can see the actual bottom of it in the rock.
what
Wow.
they canceled the Bonneville salt flat runs this year because it was underwater.
Really?
Yeah,
Couldn't turn what?
the Bonneville salt flat runs, the time
Oh.
trials,
Oh.
they canceled it this year because it was underwater. That's where this guy was coming from or going to
Right.
that I was watching, and yeah,
Lisa said that that link she put in was from NASA showing how it uh, flooded in Death Valley, and you can see it from satellite how much.
Damn.
yeah,
Well, Death Valley used to be a lake.
yeah,
Yeah.
Really?
What was it? Salton Sea, I think it was.
yeah.
That big lake, inland
Huh.
sea, whatever. My dad was there for some kind of training for World War II. He went to Fort Barrancas, Florida, for his boot camp, and then they brought him over there to the desert, I guess, because you never know if you're going to Africa or what, you know. And they had a lot of African activity during the World War II. So him and his unit, they went and do some kind of desert training at Salton Sea.
Yeah, I didn't know it, but I guess the majority of the road that runs through Death Valley is a riverbed.
Yeah.
So an old riverbed. So that's why it washed out.
Oh.
So, and on that, y'all, it's been an hour. Daryl, you're going live at 8:30, correct? In half an
Yes.
hour.
Yes, sir.
So, all right.
I gotta go make me a ham sandwich for
You ain't
tomorrow.
got to cut your short because of it, though. Yeah,
No,
I mean,
it's time for me to get ready for my bedtime. So I'll get that done, and I'll come into your live stream in about a half an hour or a little bit after. And appreciate everybody watching. Everybody across this pond there, thank you for staying up and watching. Appreciate it, and we will catch you all on the next one.
All right, everybody, as always,
nobody.
love, peace, crackling grease. Catch y'all later. Blue top.